Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and welcome to a new mystery video. It's even a mystery to myself. The video that I'm working on, I need a little bit more time, so instead I thought I would sit down and talk with y'all like I have in the past about some things I've been watching recently. Two things in particular. Number one being the Berserk 1997 anime. I finally watched it. I think it's like one of my many freaking nerd sins to have not seen it up to this point, but I finally saw it, and that ending is one of the most insulting things I think I've seen in anime done to a character so far. I don't want to spoil it in case people haven't seen Berserk 97, but you should definitely watch it. I recommend it. It's on YouTube, at least as of the time that I'm going to be posting this. It might be on Netflix depending on which country you're in, but for people in America, it is on YouTube and nowhere else as far as I know, so check it out. Okay, it's weird because like it came out so long ago, but it's so good. I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to spoil it. But something I will be talking about in a little bit more detail is the new Netflix anime Lookism, which is actually an adaptation of a webtoon. So it's cool to see another webtoon get adapted, like Tower of God and the God of High School. So this is another one to add to the list, and it even got picked up by Netflix. So there you go. It's actually I think the creator is Korean, so they have like Korean voice actors and based more around a Korean setting rather than Japan, which is interesting. And I've actually been getting into more Korean media lately, so I feel like, I don't know, it just works. It just works. But that's not what you came here to talk about. You came here to see my thoughts and maybe a little breakdown. So to kind of pitch it to people who have not seen it yet. So Lookism is centered on the main character, Park Hyung-suk, or Daniel Park, which I don't know when they ever use that name. I watched the Korean dub, so maybe they call him Daniel in the English dub. We'll call him Daniel for the sake of me not butchering these Korean names. So it's centered around Daniel, and he was basically born like a heavier set kid, and he gets bullied for it, and the bullies call him Pig all the time, and make him go do like chores and all these other random things just because he's a heavy set kid, basically. Which I will talk about my thoughts on that. So he ends up getting bullied to the point where he asks his mom, like, hey, can I transfer schools? Like, I need to go to a school where I can get a better education, just making up a bunch of BS. And his mom says no initially, like, no, like, you're gonna miss all your friends and stuff. And he's like, who needs friends when I need a better education? Which no child has ever said, ever. So I guess that tipped off mom, because she goes to school the next day to see Daniel getting bullied and getting beaten up. And she's like, why would you, like, why are y'all beating on my son? Like, what is going on? And Daniel's like, Mom, what are you doing? You're freaking embarrassing me. So it's just a horrible situation all the way around. But this ends up like pushing his mom to help him transfer to a new school, which is like a school where you specialize in art. So he specializes in fashion. And I think it's like the night before his first day, he does end up getting bullied by one of the students that we meet later on in the show. And he goes home and he's like crying about it. And there's a viral video of him getting beaten up. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is heavy. Not him per se. The situation is heavy. So he goes to sleep, and then he wakes up and he notices like things look different. Like things are like lower than they felt like they were before. And then he walks in front of the mirror and sees he has this new like K-pop Korean model body or whatever. And he's like, what the frick is going on? So you find out that he now, for some reason, has two bodies. One is like a really tall, fit, handsome body. And the other is just like his normal, heavier set, kind of nerdy body. And he kind of, the whole show, he balances like trying to make the best of both worlds with both bodies, which is interesting. And I think that's all I can say as far as the general premise for the show. But to go into some more spoilers and my thoughts for season 1, which is only 8 episodes, unfortunately. So I don't know. I don't know how y'all prefer to watch things. I binged it and I'm like, damn, now I need more. But I really like this, and I initially was kind of scared to, I don't know, it just seemed like a show that was gonna trigger me in a lot of ways, because I don't know, I haven't always been like comfortable in my own skin, I guess you could say, and to see like this boy was being treated this way, Daniel was being treated horribly just based off of the way he looked and like the way that he was really upsetting and triggering. And then to see that he gets this new body where he can just walk around and fit like the societal norm, or I guess like what's being idolized by society at the moment, and him realistically not having any problems with it, but just the problems that are sewn into that kind of acceptance, I was like, oh, this might be rough, because I don't know, like, yeah, I think everybody, like, if they could have that kind of like model body or whatever, they would do it, but that doesn't change the way that he was being treated before. But I am glad to see that he used this body and doesn't just completely become a new person in the worst way. The body actually helps him learn to be nicer to everybody for some reason, which is interesting. And even his mom, who he was treating horribly to begin with. And he also uses it to his, I guess, like body privilege or whatever to help other people that were like him. They might have been nerds, they might have been like pigs, and be their friends, because he knows what they're going through, which is cool. And then even later on into the show, he reconnects with these people as his like original self, with his original body, and makes friends with them, which I think is great. So it's like, I think it could be slightly triggering for some people, but I think it's, I don't know, it balances these ideas, I feel like, in a really good way that doesn't make me feel like kind of icky that, you know, he is living a double life in a way. I wouldn't mention everybody else's names, but now I know that there's like 2 names for everything. I'm just like, so I'll probably just put people's images on the screen. There's a guy, Bosco, or it says, I think Bosco on Games Rant for some reason. Hottest character in the show, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know, that he's doing something for me. But we also have, there's a character that has kind of a bowl cut and is dyed blonde that I don't necessarily think he's like super hot, but I think he's a really interesting dude, and he doesn't speak for some reason, but he's also like really cool. And I don't know, it seemed like he had a wake-up call as soon as he saw Daniel for some reason. Like he realized like, oh, I'm not the hottest guy at school, what the hell? And just, I don't know, we don't really get to see much of that art, but I would love to know more about him. And the end of the show definitely set us up for a season 2, which will feature a female protagonist next time. So that one, if this season wasn't triggering for me, that one will most definitely be triggering for me. So we'll see when that comes out. I don't think there's any release date yet. If there is, or a release window. If there is, I'll put something in like a subtitle down below. But yeah, I definitely encourage you guys to check out this anime. It's really good, and also supporting a Webtoon creator, which I think is really dope. I need to get back onto my Webtoons for sure. But a Webtoon that I would actually encourage you guys to check out is I Love You. I really like that one. If you're into like the romance, comedy, slice of life kind of stuff. And another one would be Room of Swords, which is really cool. It's like action, comedy, adventure kind of a story. And the creator actually does really cool stuff with it. It was one of the first, at least that I remember, to implement like music and different sounds into their comic. So really innovative comic, and they're still going on, like I think their 3rd season. So I definitely need to catch up, because I think I'm on season 1 with them. Webtoon, I got locked out of Webtoon for a long time, so I finally got back. I'm like, oh my god, so much has changed. Um, but yeah, I definitely encourage you guys to check it out if you haven't seen already. If you have seen Lookism, let me know down in the comments below what you thought about it. And if you read the Webtoon and have now seen the show, are there any like major differences? Are you happy with the adaptation so far? I would love to know that information because I definitely I want to check out Lookism now on Webtoon, but I'm like, do I want to save myself for the adaptation? I don't know yet. But yeah, I also just wanted to say, I should have said this way earlier, but I was working on videos and stuff. Hope everybody had a nice Thanksgiving that does celebrate. If not, I hope you had a nice meal on Thanksgiving Day. And I hope everybody has a good holiday. By the time this comes out, actually, this will be coming out today. The next time I see you guys will be after Christmas. Yeah, so I hope everybody enjoys the holidays, whatever you celebrate. And I hope y'all like and subscribe to see more stuff that's coming out next year. I want to try and do some more ambitious projects that will take me a little bit more time. So I'm like trying to get myself ready for that. Hopefully I could do it next year. But yeah, I hope everybody has a nice eating order night. Whatever's enjoy, I will see y'all next time. Bye.